This is the Edexcel Foundation Tier, Paper 3 from November 2022. Question 1. Write the following numbers in order of size. Start with the smallest number. So we look at the ones first. They're all a 0. Then next is the tenths. We've got 4, 4, 4, and 5. So 0.5 is the biggest number. That's going to go last. Let's write that in last. Then let's look at the hundredths next. We've got a 1, a 6, and a 0. So 0 is the smallest. 0.408. Then the 1, 0.41. Then the 6, 0.46. Write down the value of the 2 in the number 12,345. So the 2 is here. It's in the thousands column. It is worth 2,000. Write 4/5 as a decimal. The calculator will do this for us. 4/5 is the same as 0.8. Write 19.4949, correct the nearest whole number. So we want to know, is it closer to, well, it's in between 19 and 20. So is it closer to 19 or 20? The first decimal point we're looking at, is it 5 or above? If it is, we'd round up. It isn't, it's a 4, it's going to stay as 19. It's less than 19.5. So it is 19. Here's a list of numbers for question 5. Write down a multiple of 3. The multiples of 3 are the numbers in the 3 times table. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. So 18 is in the 3 times table. It is 3 times 6. Question 6. The graph shows information about the average monthly temperature in degrees Celsius in Amman. So we've got the graph. For how many months was the average monthly temperature greater than 16? So we've got 16 here. So greater than 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 months greater than 16. Which 2 months had the same average monthly temperature? So which 2 are the same? We've got 20 degrees here and here. So what months? That's May and October. Question 7. 208 bars of chocolate were sold from a shop. A quarter of these bars of chocolate were large bars. We can work out how many that is before we carry on. So 208, a quarter of 208. So to find a quarter of 208, when we have of, we can change it into a times. So it's a quarter times 208, or 208 divided by 4, either one. So a quarter times 208 is 52. So 52 large bars, the rest were small. So what's the rest? 208, take away 52, is 156. So that's large and small. All of the large bars were sold for £1 each. Small bars 60p each. Work out the total amount of money. So each of the large bars, we get £1. And the small bars, 156 of them, 60p. All right, 0.6. So 52 times 1, I'm not going to type in the calculator. That will be 52. And 156 times 0.6 is £93.60. So the total amount of money of these two added together, 52 plus £93.60. So plus on 52, and we get £145.60. £145.60. Question 8. 4 students play a game. The table shows a number of points each student has. Barbara has more points than Dinesh. How many more? Barbara's got 121. Dinesh has got 19. So 121. Take away 19. That's the difference. And that is 102. Work out the mean number of points. So to find the mean, we add them all up and divide by how many? So it'll be 143 plus 121 plus 45 plus 19 divided by how many? That's 4. So 143 plus 121 plus 45 plus 19 all over 4 is 82. Question 9. Write down the coordinates of point A. So A is here. So x and y. Its x is -1. Its y is 2. So it's -1, 2. On the grid, mark with a cross the point 1, 4. So 1 on the x, 4 on the y. Label the point B. On the grid, draw the line with equation y equals -3. So y is equal to -3 here, and the whole way along this line. Everywhere on this line, the y is worth -3. So y equals -3 is the whole of this line. Y equals -3. Question 10. Here are the first 3 terms of a sequence. Write down 2 numbers that could be the 4th and 5th terms. So what's happened here? We've gone down 4, then we've gone down 3. So how could we get the next term? We could go down 2, and then we could go down 1. So I'll write 11 and 10. Write down the rule you use to get your numbers. I'll just put -4, -3, -2, -1. Question 11. Here is a cuboid. Work out the volume of the cuboid. So the volume is length times width times depth. 8 times 4 times 5. We times the numbers together. 8 times 4 times 5. 160 centimeters cubed. Amal, Gemma, and Harry each have a number of sweets. The number of sweets Gemma has is 6 times the number Amal has, and Harry's is half of Gemma's. We need to change this to a ratio. So let's do Gemma to Amal. Gemma has 6 times as many, so we can write that as 6 to 1. 6 times as many. Harry has half the number Gemma has. So Harry has got half of 6, which would be 3. I've written this in the wrong order. I want A to G to H. So A to G to H is 1 to 6 to 3. Question 13. ABCD is a quadrilateral. Work out the size of angle X. In a 4-sided shape, a quadrilateral, the angles add up to 360 degrees. So what's the missing angle? So 360, take away what we've got 120, 120, and 80, which is 320. So 360 take away 320 means we've got 40 degrees left. So the reason is angles in a quadrilateral or a four-sided shape, add to 360. The diagram below shows a triangle. Diagram is wrong. Explain why. So we know the angles in a triangle have to add up to 180 degrees. And if we add these up, 60 and 80, that's 140, plus 50, that's 190 degrees. 60, 80, and 50 make 190 degrees. So it's wrong because angles in a triangle should add to 180. Question 14. You can use this graph to change between ounces and grams. Change 850 grams into ounces. So we're going to use the graph. We've got grams going up vertically. We want 850. So find 850, which is going to be halfway between 800 and 900. Go along to the line. And then down. And we have 30. So it's 30 ounces. Change 80 ounces to grams. So 80 is not on here. It only goes up to 35. So how can we do 80 ounces? We could do 2 30s and a 20. That would work. Or we could just do 20 ounces. So if I get 20 ounces, find out what that equals. So 20 up to the line. Somewhere in there. So we've got around, what's that? So 500, 550, 560, 565, 570, somewhere around there. I'm not sure exactly, but there'll be a range of answers for this question. So if I go with 570, it might have been 565, might have been better, but I'm just going to go 570. And then I want 80 ounces. So I've got 20. If I multiply it by 4, I'm going to get 80. So 80 ounces will be 570 times 4, which is 2,280. Obviously, if you used 565, you would have got a slightly smaller answer, but there will be a range of acceptable answers. Question 15. 2.5 kilograms of onions and 2 kilograms of carrots costs a total of £2.36. 3 kilograms of carrots is £1.74. Stuart has £2. He wants to buy 4 kilograms of onions. Does he have enough money? So we can work out how much the carrots cost. So it's £1.74 for 3 kilograms. So if we do £1.74 divided by 3, we will find out it is 58p per kilogram of carrots. We want, or 2 kilograms we had. So if we do 2 lots of 58p, that is £1.16. That's for 2 kilograms of carrots. So 2.5 kilograms of onions and 2 kilograms of carrots cost £2.36. So if we take away the 2 kilograms of carrots, if we take this away, because it was £1.16, we'll find out what 2.5 kilograms of onions cost. So £2.36. Take away the carrots, which was £1.16. 2.36. Take away answer. Leaves £1.20. So £1.20 left once we take away the carrots. So that's 2.5 kilograms of onions. So we know it's £1.20 for 2.5 kilograms of onions. But Stuart wants to buy 4 kilograms. So how can I change this? So £1.20 for 2.5 kilograms. I could double it and get 5 kilograms. I don't really want that. I think I'm going to divide by 5 and find half a kilogram. I think that's the best way. We could double it and get 5, but let's divide by 5. £1.20 divided by 5 is 24p. So dividing by 5, I get 24p for half of a kilogram. If we want 4 kilograms, that's 8 halves. So times it by 8. 24p times 8 is £1.92. £1.92 for 4 kilograms. So does he have enough money? He's got £2. He needs £1.92. Yes. He has enough because he needs £1.92. And he's got £2. Question 16. There are 3 different types of potato in a box. The table gives the number of each type of potato. So we've got Jersey Royal for 90 potatoes. Charlotte's 105. Maris Piper's 105 as well. Salim draws a pie chart. Write down 2 things that are wrong or misleading about this pie chart. So how many potatoes do we have here? We've got 90 plus 105 plus 105. So we've got 300 potatoes. And Salim's drawn a 90-degree angle for the Jersey Royals. But it wasn't 90 degrees. It should be 90 potatoes. So 90 potatoes, 90 out of 300. 90 out of 300 will not be 90 degrees. 90 degrees is a quarter. So that's wrong. He's done the wrong angle. So it does not equal a quarter. It's not 90 degrees. So Salim has drawn a 90-degree angle, but it was 90 potatoes. 90 out of 360. No, 90 out of 300 is not a quarter. So it's not 90 degrees. And he hasn't labelled it. There's no labels on. So we're assuming this is Jersey Royal. But he hasn't said. So there are no labels. Question 17. Write 87,569 correct to 3 significant figures. So 1, 2, 3. Then we look at the next one. Is it 5 or above? If it is, we round up. So it is. So the 5 becomes a 6. So it's 8, 7, 6. And then we fill in the last 2, the 10s and the 1s, with zeros. Because these are 10,000s, thousands and hundreds. They need to keep their place value. So we fill in with zeros. So just 3 significant figures. Work out So we've got this to type into the calculator. We'll just type it in exactly how it looks. So 3.2 plus 3.7 in the brackets, and then times 4.9 over 5.3 minus 2.8. So exactly how it looks. Type it in the calculator. It says give your answer as a decimal. So the S to D button, we get 13.524. Question 18, rotate the shaded shape 90 degrees anti-clockwise about 0, 0, about the origin. So we're taking the shape, we're spinning it, rotating it 90 degrees anti-clockwise. So that's in this direction. That's anti-clockwise. You can use tracing paper for this. So if you've got a piece of tracing paper, you can put your tracing paper over the top, draw a line going up, draw around the shape, and then spin it, holding your tracing paper here at the origin, and spin it until the arrow is facing this way, 90 degrees. And what that should give you is a shape 4, 1, 4, 1, 2, 4, 2, 4, and 4, 2, 4, 2. A shape would go somewhere. Well, it would go here. It would be over here. Could have used a ruler there. I really should have used the ruler there, but that is the new shape. Question 19. Carly cycles to her friend's house. She stays at her friend's house for a number of minutes. Then she cycles home. Here's her travel graph for the journey. How many minutes did she stay at her friend's house? So when she's not moving, that's when she's at her friend's house. So between here and here, that's 8:30 to 8:45. That will be 15 minutes. How far is Carly from her home? At 8:50. At 8:50 she is here, which is, so it's between 4 and 5. There's 5 little boxes, so each little box is going to be 0.2. So it looks like she is 4.2, 4.4, 4.6 kilometers from her house. Work out Carly's speed in kilometers per hour for the first 20 minutes. So here's the first 20 minutes. She goes 4 kilometers in 20 minutes. So how far does she go in an hour? There are 3 lots of 20 minutes in every hour. So if I times it by 3, it'll be 12 kilometers in 1 hour. 12 kilometers in an hour is 12 kilometers per hour. So 12. Question 20. Here is a list of ingredients for making 10 scones. And we've got the ingredients: 80 grams of butter, 350 self-raising flour, 30 grams of sugar, 2 eggs. Martin has 100 grams of butter, a kilogram of self-raising flour, 50 grams of sugar, and 4 eggs. He wants to make 25 scones. Work out how much more of the ingredients he needs. So let's find what he needs for 25. So to go from 10 to 25, we need to multiply by 2.5. 10 times 2.5 makes 25. So if I times all the ingredients by 2.5, I will find out what I need, or what Martin needs. So 80 times 2.5 means he needs 200 grams of butter. So 25 scones. He needs 200 grams of butter, 350 times 2.5, 350 times 2.5, 875. 875 grams of self-raising flour. 30 times 2.5 is 75. So that's 75 grams of sugar. And 2 times 2.5 is 5. So 5 eggs. So how much does he need? He needs another 100 grams of butter. 200 take away 100 is 100 grams of butter. That's what he needs. He's got enough self-raising flour. He doesn't need any more. 75 take away 50 is 25 grams of sugar. And 5 take away 1. 5 take away 4 is 1 egg. So he needs 100 grams of butter, 25 grams of sugar, 1 egg, and let's just write no flour. Question 21, make A the subject of the formula. That means get A by itself. Make it A equals. So I can get rid of a minus 9 by doing the opposite of minus 9, which is plusing 9. So plus 9 to both sides. That'll give me P plus 9 equals 3 times A, 3A. And if I want A by itself, I need to get rid of a times by 3. So I will divide by 3. So P plus 9 divided by 3 is equal to A. So that's my answer. It's in the form A equals P plus 9 over 3. Question 22. Rob has been asked to divide 120 in the ratio 3 to 5. Here is his working. He's divided 120 by 3 and 120 by 5. Rob's working is not correct. What has he done wrong? So he hasn't divided in the ratio. There are 8 parts. So he should have divided by 8 to find out what each part is. So he's divided by 3, divided by 5. He's no longer even got 120. It's just the wrong method. So he should have divided by the number of parts, which is 8. And then he would have had 3 of that and 5 of that. So we should have done 120 divided by 8, 15. So each part is 15. And then 15 lots of 3 and 15 lots of 5. That's what he should have done, but he didn't. Question 23. 200 students chose one language to study. This is a two-way table. So we're going to have a table in 2 directions. So we've got French, Spanish, and German. Let's have French, Spanish, German, and then a total. And we've got boys and girls. So boys, girls, total. So let's fill this in. Boys, girls, total. French, Spanish, German, total. 200 students, that's the total. 90 are boys. The rest are girls. We can work that out right now. So 200 take away 90 is 110. 70 chose Spanish in total. 60 of the 104 who chose French are boys. So 60 boys out of 104, which means 44 girls, because it has to add up to 104. And 18 girls German, and we just need to fill in the blanks. So we can work out how many did German by doing 200, take away the French and the Spanish. 200, take away 104, and take away 70 is 26. So 26 did German, 18 were girls, so the rest were boys. So take away the 18, and that's 8. Then we can find boys that did Spanish by doing 90, take away 60, and take away 8. And that's 22. And we may as well complete it. 70 take away answer, 48. So the answer, boys that chose Spanish, 22. Karina has 4 tanks on her tractor. Each tank is a cylinder with a diameter of 80. I'm just going to write radius 40 and a height of 160. The 4 tanks are going to be filled, so it's a volume question, with fertilizer and water. The fertilizer has to be mixed with water in the ratio 1 to 100 by volume. We've got 32 litres of fertilizer. Each litre is 1,000 centimetres cubed. Has Karina enough fertilizer? Okay, so we need to find the volume of the tank, times it by 4, and then see how much fertilizer we need. So the volume of a cylinder is or a prism. In this case, it's the same thing. So the volume is the area of the cross section times how far back it goes. So the volume is pi r squared. That's the area of a circle times how far back it goes. Pi r squared h in this case. So the volume is pi times the radius 40 squared times the height 160. Pi times 40 squared times 160 is 256,000 pi. 256,000 pi centimeters cubed. We've got 4 tanks, so times 4 is 321,690. 6990 centimeters cubed. And so that's our volume. That's our total volume. A litre is 1,000 centimeters cubed. Divide it by 1,000, and that will be in litres now. So 1024 pi. So 321,690 divided by 1,000 is 1024 pi. I'm leaving it in terms of pi. It doesn't matter if I change it to a decimal. It's just easier to write down. So no, that's litres now, not centimeters cubed. Litres. And the fertilizer has to be mixed in the ratio 1 to 100. So how many parts? 101. 101 parts. So I'm going to divide it by 101, and I get 31.85. Divided by 101, and it is 31.85 litres per part. The fertilizer is only 1 part, so that is how much fertilizer we need. That's how much we need. We've got 32. So has Karina enough? Yes, she does. She does have enough. 31.85 is less than 32, so she has enough. Question 25. ABC and DEF are similar triangles. That means one is an enlargement of the other one. They're in the same shape, just one's bigger. So that means there's a scale factor. We can see that we know this 5 and this 20. That's the same side of the triangle. So we can work out the scale factor. What do we have to do to 5 to get to 20? What do we times by? We times by 4. So the scale factor is 4. It's 4 times as big. So we can find EF. These two sides go together. To go from the small shape to the big shape, we times by 4. So 4 times 4 is 16. The length of AB. If I want to go back from the big shape to the small shape, I do the opposite of timesing by 4. I divide by 4. So to find AB, 22 divided by 4 is 5.5. Question 26. One weekend, the Keddy family is going to do a sports quiz and a music quiz. The probability they win the sports quiz is 0.3. The probability they win the music is 0.35. Complete the tree diagram. So the probability they don't win, the probability of winning and not winning have to add up to one whole. So 0.3 plus 0.7 makes 1. And 0.35 plus 0.65 makes 1. We could do 1 minus 0.3 and 1 minus 0.35. That's the calculation. But that's our tree diagram completed. We just fill those in, and that's that. Work out the probability that they will win both sports and music. So win, then win. When we go across the branches, we times. So the probability of winning and winning again is 0.3 times 0.35, which is 21 out of 200. Question 27. Change 8,000 centimeters cubed into meters cubed. So what's the conversion here? So if I had a meter cube, that's 1 meter by 1 meter by 1 meter. That's exactly the same as having each meter is 100 centimeters. So 100 centimeters by 100 centimeters by 100 centimeters. So 1 meter cubed is the same as 100 times 100 times 100. 1,000,000 centimeters cubed. So if I've got 8,000 centimeters cubed, what's that in terms of meters cubed? I'm going to have to divide by 1,000,000. So 8,000 divided by 1,000,000 is, I put 1 over 125. So 1 over 125 meters cubed. It's given me 8 times 10 to the power of -3. As a decimal, that's 0.008. Change the speed of 180 kilometers per hour into meters per second. So if I can go 180 kilometers in 1 hour, 180 kilometers. So to change from kilometers to meters, times by 1,000. A K means 1,000. So 180K meters, 180,000 meters in 1 hour. In a minute, to find out how far I can go in a minute, I need to divide by 60. I can go a 60th as far in a minute as I can in an hour. So divide by 60. 180,000 divided by 60 is 3,000. So 3,000 meters in 1 minute. And I want to know how far I can go in a second. So divide by 60 again. And that's 50. So 50 meters in 1 second, that's 50 meters per second. There are 30 women and 20 men at a gym. The mean height for all 50 people is 167.6 centimeters. The mean height of the 20 men is 182 centimeters. Work out the mean height of the 30 women. So the mean is them all added up. So the sum, the total, divided by how many. So if the mean height for all 50 is 167.6, I can find the total of all the heights added together by doing 50 times 167.6. So 50 times 167.6 is 8,380. So all of the heights of all 50 people added together makes 8,380 centimeters. We can do the same for the men. So there are 20 men with a mean height of 182. So 20 times 182 is 3,640 centimeters. So all the men's heights added together is 3,640 centimeters. I can find the women's heights by taking these away. So 8,380 take away 3,640. 8,380 take away 3,640. 4,740. So that's the height of the women, the total height. There are 30 of them. So to find the mean, it's the total, the sum, divided by how many? And it's 158. Question 29. Write 6.75 times 10 to the power of -4 as an ordinary number. So this is 6.75 divided by 10 4 times. It's divided because it's a negative number here. So there's always a times here, but if it's divided, there's a negative power. So 6.75 divided by 10 4 times. It's going to be 0.000675. And we can check in the calculator. 0.000675 equals 6.75 times 10 to the power of -4. It's always the case in these questions. You can either type the question in and the calculator will give you the answer, or you type the answer in and the calculator goes back to the question. So one way round or the other, it always works. Work out, and we've got a big standard form question here. Give your answer in standard form. I'm just going to type it in the calculator. I'm going to use this standard form button to make it slightly easier. So I'm going to do the fraction first. 2.56 times 10 to the power of 6 times 4.12 times 10 to the power of -3 over 1.6 times 10 to the power of -2. I've got 659,200. 659,200. So that's the answer. It's not in standard form. I need to put it in standard form. So the number needs to be between 1 and 10. So it's going to be 6.592. And then times 10 to a power. 6.592 times 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So it's 6.592. 6.592 times 10 to the power of 5. And again, we can check our answer. 659,200, that's what we wanted. So we know it's right. Question 30. We've got 3 vectors, A, B, and C. So in a vector, the top one is the movement left or right, X movement. And the bottom one is movement up and down, So the y movement. So if we move for the a vector, that's 2 right, 3 up. The b vector, 1 left, 2 up. And the c vector is 4 right, 1 up. So a plus b, if we do a and b, in total, how far have we moved? So 2 up and 1 down. 2 take away 1 is 1. So we've gone 1 up in total, and 3 right and 2 right makes 5 to the right. We just add the top, add the bottom. 2a take away c. So 2a's is just a doubled, which is 4, 6, and we're taking away 4, 1. This time we're taking away the vectors. 4 take away 4 is 0. 6 take away 1, 5. So 0, 5. The vector d is drawn on the grid. From the point P, draw the vector 2d. So d goes right 3, down 2. We need to go double that. So we're going to go right 6, down 4. So from P, we're going to go to the right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 2D. It's right 6, down 4, or 2 lots of right 3, down 2, right 3, down 2 again.